Okay, this video is about how to make a climatogram. So in a climatogram, you have months on your x-axis, then you have two y-axes right here, okay? This side talks about temperature. See how we can be in the negatives for temperature? So we can start at the negatives down there and go all the way up to positives. On the right side, we have precipitation, right? Rainfall. Note how there's no negative right here. Okay, the reason why is because can you have negative rainfall? No, you can't. So you're going to be given a table right here, okay? The first column is month. That's going to be your x-axis. And then temperature is going to be your left y-axis. And then precipitation is going to be your right, at least looking at the numbers of your right y-axis. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to make myself a key so that I know who I'm referring to when I look at the colors. So green is going to be temp, and pink is going to be precipitation. So you need two colors for these graphs. Okay, so this left one, the temperature, that's going to be a line graph, which you've had lots of practice with this year. The right side, you haven't done it as recently, I don't think, and that would be a bar graph. So remember, when you're graphing, you go over the amount that you need to go for x and jump all the way up to where you need to get for y. Notice how these are numbers while these are words. So instead of thinking that January is right here on this line, January is actually going to be in the center of this little block. Okay, so when you go over to January, you're just going to go over to the center of January. When you go to March, you're going to go to the center of March. When you're in June, you're going to go to the center of June. Okay, so we're going to look at January, and it had an average temperature of -1. So I'm going to go over to January, and then I'm going to go up and estimate that -1 is about there because it's in between 0 and -2. Then I'm going to look at February. February says 2. So I'm going to go over to February halfway through, go up until I hit the 2 line, which is right here. Okay, March was 7. I'm going to go all the way halfway into March. I'm going to go up till I hit about 7. Okay, and I'm going to do this fairly quickly for you, just so you don't have to sit here and listen to me and watch. But all I'm doing is I'm going over to the month that it talks about, finding the number that it gives me, and going up till I hit that y value. So April was 8, May was 12, June was 15, July is 20, August is 18, September is 15, October is 10, November is 5, and then December is 1. So when we look at this climatogram, we can see, okay, as the months go on, once we hit the summertime, we have highest temperatures. When we're down here in the wintertime, we have the coldest temperatures. You're going to want to use a ruler. I don't have one with me right now, but in between each of these points, you're going to want to make a very straight line using a ruler. I'll set these out for you guys if you need them. But just know that I'm not technically doing this right now because I'm not using a ruler. But you should have these straight kind of jagged lines in between each set of dots. Okay, so we see that it peaks in the summer. That's our temperature. Now we're going to pretend that this left axis doesn't really exist. We're going to focus on the right axis. See how these are different numbers? Right here this is 4, but over here it's 10. So now we're going to start from 0 down here to make bars. So what you do is you fill up the whole box for whatever month you're looking at, and you fill it up to where you need to be. So for example, January was 2.5. So I'm going to go in January, I'm going to be in this box. I'm going to go up till I hit about 2.5. So I saw that this axis had 2 and 3 right here, which means I'd be halfway between that. I'm going to go ahead and color this in pretty. Yours should be better than mine. Mine's kind of ugly right now. Okay, February was 3. Again, this is the 3 line. We're not looking at this axis, we're looking at this axis. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to color in that bar until I get it nice and beautiful. Yours should look better than mine. Okay, next one was March 1.8. So 1.8 is about like right there, maybe, right underneath 2. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna color this in. Okay, then April and May were both 1s, so I can just kind of do this because I'm lazy. They both hit 1. June is 0.8, that's about right there. July and August were both about 0.5, so I'm gonna go about halfway up. September is a little bit underneath that. The rainfall goes a little bit lower, that's about 0.4. Then October went up a little bit to 0.6. November went to 1.8. Again, please make yours prettier than mine. And then December was 2.2, so right above this 2.2. So see, when I'm doing the bar graph, I'm only looking at these numbers over here. When I'm doing the line graph, I'm looking at the numbers over here on the left. So now I see that precipitation is highest in the winter/spring and the lowest in the summer. For these specific climatograms that you're doing in this class, you should never have these overlap each other. Meaning, if your bar graph is touching your line graph, you did something wrong. So yours should always kind of look like this, where your bar graph is way lower and your line graph of temperatures is higher.